know it is past the first of the new year, and a lot of people have done vision boards, vision board parties, digital vision boards, all of the vision board things in December. But if there is anyone out there who is anything like me this year, you might not have yet figured out what your goals for the year are. And I was in the same boat. If you watched my Vlogmas video about why I don't do vision boards, you may have heard me talk about the fact that I was considering doing one this year. After I went to the store and bought all of my supplies to actually make a vision board, I figured out that no, I still do not want to do a vision board this year, but I did want to do a goal board, which is similar to a vision board. It's just less visual. I wanted to talk to y'all about how I went about evaluating my year in 2020 before I actually set my goals for 2021. So I'm going to share the exact questions that I asked myself, the exact thought processes that I went through in order to create my goals for the new year. And then I'm going to show you how I created my goal board very simply in Canva. And it took like literally 7 minutes, maybe. It was super quick because I already had the goals listed out, and you can make yours too. First, I gotta find where I wrote all this stuff. Okay, so I'm reading here from it's like a Michael's drawing sketching book. This is where I do a lot of my journal reflections. So like I mentioned, the first step for me is to evaluate how the previous year or the previous period went. If I'm doing like quarterly goal setting, I'm going to look at the previous quarter. If I'm doing yearly goal setting, I'm going to look at the previous year. So here I looked at the previous year, which was 2020. I asked myself 3 main questions. Number 1, what am I grateful for? It was very important for me to start this reflection period with gratitude because it was a wild year in the same way that it was a wild year for a lot of people. So I wanted to make sure to like prime my brain to be thinking in a way that was not so negative so that I could have a more objective evaluation of how my year went. So I wrote down a list of the things that I'm grateful for. And then the 2 questions that I asked myself were, what did I do well? And what could I have done better? For these questions, I was sure to give myself grace, but also objectively answer the question. So like, yes, I know it was a pandemic. I know the kids were at home. I know there were all of these things out of my control that happened that made the year what it was. But also, I still have to take ownership of some of the things that I did or did not do this year. With these 2 questions, you know, you want to be gracious with yourself, but also don't negate the like accountability piece that comes with that. So I don't know, this year was really hard to reflect. It was just a weird way to like judge performance because I think we are used to judging our performance and productivity in a certain way. And a lot of that was shifted by the events of this year. So anyway, I listed 9 or 10 things that I thought I did really well, and then I listed about 5 or 6 things that I think I could have done better. I'll give you some examples of what I put down for each of these questions. So what I'm grateful for, I of course talked about my health, my safety, my home, my children, and my spouse. What did I do well? I adapted. I set boundaries and I enforced boundaries. I edited my life down for the sake of my own mental health and sanity and my family's well-being. Basically meaning like there were things that I wanted to do personally last year, but because of the needs of my family and my household, I had to like be like, no, this is not a priority right now. And there's a whole lot of other stuff there too. And then the things that I could have done better, I mentioned that I should have sought professional mental health support. I have been saying that I'm going to find a therapist for literally like the past 3 years, and I haven't done it yet. And I definitely should have done it last year, but I didn't. So that's one thing that I could have done better. What else did I say? I should have stayed more spiritually connected. That's one thing that I could have easily done better. That was the extent of my reflection on 2020. Honestly, I did not want to get bogged down in 2020, so I just kept it like really basic. What went well, what didn't go so well, so that I know how to inform the next year. The questions that you can ask yourself are, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in 2021? In December 2021, what do I want to say that I have accomplished? What are my priorities? What are my income streams? What type of help or support can I enlist? Now, for you, you may have more or less questions or different questions that you want to use to guide your 2021 reflection, but I chose these intentionally because they make sense for the things that are going on in my life and in my family. So you can feel free to take or leave or change or add whatever you want to do with those. Just make sure that you have questions to ask to guide your reflections. The main question in that list that I want to talk to you about, which will lead directly into the goal board, is the question that asks, what are your priorities in 2021? Now, if you watched that previous video about why I don't do vision boards generally, you heard me talk about a goal board that I have done a couple of years in the past, and I showed you a screenshot of how I structured that goal board. I structured the goal board the exact same way this time. So I design my goal boards around health and different aspects of health: physical health, financial health, mental health, spiritual health, and professional health. Professional health is a stretch, but I needed it to fit. And then I choose like 2 or 3 areas within each of those components that I set as my goals. If that makes sense for you, then you can feel free to run with that same set of parameters, but it may be the case that the health framework doesn't work for you, and that's cool too. Divide up your goals in whatever way you see fit. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a planner that I use that gives a different perspective on how you can sort of divide up the components of your life, and you could use that to set your goals as well. I also use that planner, but I use it in combination with this goal board that I create. I'll show you that at the end of the video though. So based on those 5 components, and then based on the answers to the other questions that I just mentioned about how do I want to feel in 2021, what type of support can I enlist, what are my income streams, based on the answers to those questions, I developed my specific goals for the year, and then I wrote them down in this book. And then so when I went to Canva, all I had to do was type it up and put it in order. So that's what I'm going to show y'all right now. So as you can see, it is super easy to make a, if you want to call it a digital vision board, even though mine is not really a vision board, you can. But if you want to add some images and whatnot, you can do that in Canva as well. There are plenty of videos out there that teach you how to do that, but you can still use Canva to create yours if you want to create more of a like sleek effect rather than like copying and paste or cutting out and pasting actual pictures on a poster board. And then the planner that I wanted to show y'all. Okay, so actually the planner is inside here, right? If you can see it, it says first I plan, then when necessary, I pivot, from Her Space Co. Inside here is my layered living planner for 2021. And I forgot that I had not actually taken this out of the wrapper yet. And the reason that I had not taken it out yet is because I wanted to do an unboxing for you guys. So I am actually going to create a separate video with that unboxing of the layered living planner, and I will take it out, let you see it, walk you through the entire planner so that you can get a good sense of what it is. Like, it's in bubble wrap, so if I take out the bubble wrap, I can't put it back, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna save that for the layered living planner video. If you are not subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss that video. Give this video a big like if any part of it was helpful for you, and let me know one of your goals that falls into one of those categories I listed: physical, financial, mental, spiritual, or professional health. Or if you just want to share something random, that's cool too. I'll see y'all next time.